Hi, I'm Charles Tota from the Dressage Connection here in Wellington, Florida, and today I'm going to be showing you my boot measuring process. It's the same system I use whether I have the customer here in front of me or we're shipping boots throughout the United States. This system we have used for over 20 years and have found the highest success rate in getting the perfect custom boot measured for you. To create the perfect boot, we need to know the foot size, the calf size, the proper height of the boot. And the best way to do it is to do it in parts. So from Koenig and Cavallo, we have every footbed. So when a customer might call me and say they're a size 7 US, it translates different in the German sizing. So I'll probably send you 3 to 4 different footbeds. You might tell me you're a 34 centimeter calf. I'll probably send you at least 2-3 boots to confirm the calf, and the same as the height. So in a few minutes, I'm going to walk you through our boot measuring process and you can see how it's done. If we're doing this long distance, we also send you a boot order form in which you confirm your measurements and we'll go over it together. This whole process eliminates all chance of error. So together we can create the perfect riding boot. So now we're going to start our boot measuring process. The first thing we have to determine a foot size. So we're going to do a foot tracing. Then we're going to take our measuring tape, which is calibrated to show the German shoe size. Okay, so now we have the tracing of the feet. So now we need to measure to see the shoe size. And in looking at our client's feet, we have 2 different sizes. One, she's measuring a 4.5, one she's measuring a 5, German sizing. So this is where having the different footbeds comes into play. And this would be the same if I was sending boots out to try long distance. I would send you different samples so we can see what's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to start with the smallest foot first. How does that feel?
Tight.
A little tight, okay. Better? So this was the 4. She measured a 4.5 or a 5. This was a 4, too tight. This is a 4.5, which she feels comfortable in. And we're going to put a 5. And that's way too big. I can see it already, how much room you have here in the leather. So 4.5 pretty much is going to be the determined shoe size. And we will go over this again once we have a complete boot to put on her. So now we're going to go measure her feet, calf, and height. First thing we're going to do is the joint measurement. We make that a little generous, so that's 23 centimeters. And we go to the instep, 23 centimeters. And we do the heel, which is an important measurement, especially if you have real narrow ankles or narrow heels, so the boot is not going to lift on you. That's 30 centimeters. Get the ankle. And you don't want it super tight on the ankle. So we're going to do 22.5. Calf size. Okay, the calf is 32. And we're going to do the same on the left foot. She's pretty even. Now we're going to have the client stand up, turn sideways. This is the important height measurement. In all the years, everyone's always told to get the measurement from the back of the knee down to the floor. To get the correct height measurement, we need to go to the top of the kneecap in the center and go along the outside of the leg down to the floor. And that's a 52 centimeter height. And that's her finished height. Now in the back, when they bend the knees, this is the control height. So we'll go to that tendon. That's 45 centimeters. And we'll get an inside measurement. You can feel where the bone, the kneecap just ends. We'll set the tape right in there. It's 40 centimeters. Okay, so now we know that she was a 4.5 foot, 32 calf, and roughly a 52 height. This is where we then will send you or have the client try on various boot sizes to confirm the height of the boot and the calf size. So this is where we start our process. So now we've taken the measurements, we've looked at the foot size. I just want to confirm the height of the boot. I've taken the measurements, but we always like to double check. So we're gonna try a boot on. The foot necessarily is not gonna fit, but I want to look at the height of the boot. So now what I'm looking at, with the slight bend in the knee, that where the base of the kneecap, the boot is not over that. And I have a good centimeter below her kneecap to where the boot is. So technically this boot is a little short. I measured her for a 52 centimeter. This is only a 51 centimeter. So when I send you different boots, you want this front edge of the boot to come just at the base of the kneecap, because it's gonna drop at least 1 centimeter. So better off starting a little taller and let the boot drop and settle into the right position. So now we're going to put a boot on that's a little taller. Now this boot is right at the base of the kneecap, which is perfect because when it settles down, it's going to come just a little bit lower, and that would be the height that I start at. With our boots, we do an 8 centimeter drop, so we have a real high Spanish top, and it enables us to give you a taller boot without interfering with your kneecap or the tendon behind your knee. Most companies, their boots do not have such a high top, and the back height of the boot is always up at least another 2 centimeters. So it's a custom design that Koenig makes for us, and it gives a beautiful outlay of the boot on the leg. The finished product, she's been wearing them so they're a little broken in, but you can see we did a field boot version, still a nice high Spanish top. The front of the boot has settled perfectly just under the kneecap, so even if she wanted to take a real bend in the leg, there's no pressure in the back or the front. Beautiful streamlined, right tight on the calf, perfect measurement, perfect in the joint measurement. This is the perfect fitting custom boot. We do all styles, colors, leathers in our custom boots. We have all the swatches and samples we can send you. This is a brown ostrich with the crystals on the swagger tab. This is a special boot. It's called the Marcus. It has a really interesting zipper design, but you can see the fit though. It's perfect around the calf, tapered nicely on the ankle. Again, this is what we look for in a custom boot. Again, sitting just below the kneecap. Again, rider taking a real short stirrup. If she wants to jump, there's no problem. You know, even she uses these boots in her dressage work. There's not a problem at all. Here at the Dressage Connection, we do all our own custom zipper work. The zippers are available with a snap, or we do it with a Velcro tab. Either way, We have our workshop right on premises. Every company has a different design. This I sat down with Koenig about 8 years ago, and we designed this boot especially for us. Our Spanish top is an 8 centimeter cuff, where a standard stock boot from Koenig is anywhere from 6 to 7 centimeters. But the difference is the way it rises to the back of the boot, it comes up another 2 centimeters. So at most you're having only 5 centimeter difference. And this is where the riders, when they first get their boots, they'll be pressing the back of this leather down and really rubbing the back of their knee. That's where all the discomfort comes from. So with our boot, we have 8 centimeters from the outside to the inside, front to back. That way there's no discomfort at all. This is the design that's only available here at the Dressage Connection. And you'll see once you have these boots on, it's a beautiful, streamlined, perfect fitting custom boot.